So, what does it really take to turn constant, soul crushing rejection into a global empire? Well, today we're going to dive into the powerful and often pretty surprising philosophy of Jack Ma, the mindset that fueled one of the greatest entrepreneurial stories of our time. I mean, just think about that for a second. 24 people apply for a job at KFC, 23 get hired, and he was the single one they said no to. And this wasn't some one-off thing. It was literally a pattern that followed him for over 30 job applications. This one story, it's the key to understanding his whole journey. It's not about overnight success. It's about staggering resilience. So that's the big question, right? How did that guy end up building one of the world's biggest companies? It wasn't just luck, and it definitely wasn't one brilliant idea. As we're about to see, it was a deeply ingrained philosophy, a totally different way of looking at the world, at business, and, yeah, at failure itself. And it all kicks off right here with the first big idea, embracing failure. For Jack Ma, failure isn't something to be afraid of. It's the raw material you need to build success. It's the very foundation you stand on. I just love this framing. He doesn't look at Alibaba as his first big win. He calls it his 1,001st mistake. That just reframes everything, doesn't it? It means every single one of those 1,000 failures before it wasn't a dead end. It was a necessary step. If he'd quit at number 999, there would be no Alibaba. Simple as that. And this boxer analogy, man, it's perfect. Business isn't some gentle walk in the park. It's a full contact sport. You are going to get hit. So the goal isn't to never get knocked down. The goal is to get so used to it that you can get right back up, again and again, and just keep going. So when you put it all together, you get what you could call a survivor's mindset. It all starts with being relentlessly optimistic. Because as he says, if you're not, you're already in trouble. It's fueled by a sheer refusal to give up. And this mindset forces you to look for opportunities where everyone else sees problems, and to learn way more from other people's screw-ups than from their highlight reels. Okay, so you've got this tough-as-nails mindset, but that's only half the battle, right? That brings us to the second pillar, people over everything. Once you're ready to fail and get back up, you need the right team around you. And for Ma, building that team has almost nothing to do with technical skills. This is such a wild statement from the founder of a massive tech company. But it actually reveals his secret weapon. He doesn't see his job as being the smartest guy in the room. He sees his job as making sure all the smart people can work together. His real expertise is in people. Now, this right here, this might be his most famous and most controversial idea. In a world where it's all about shareholder value, Ma completely flips the script. He says, customers are number one. Your employees, who are the ones serving those customers, are number two. And the investors, they're third. The logic is simple. You make your customers and your team happy, and the investors will be happy as a result. It's a huge departure from business as usual. And you can bet he drilled this into his team from day one. He wasn't trying to win a popularity contest. He was trying to build a customer-obsessed culture. He basically told them, look, go make the customers happy. Make them love you. And if you do that, then I'll love you. It's such a powerful way to get an entire company pointed in the same direction. And this story is just incredible. It shows you what happens when you live by that rule. This was during the first 3 years when Alibaba was making zero revenue. A customer felt so much loyalty that he wanted to personally buy the founder lunch. Can you imagine? That's the real-world result of putting customers first. It's not a transaction, it's a relationship. All right, so you've got the mindset, you've got the team focused on the customer, but how do you actually win in the real world? Well, that brings us to pillar number 3. Think differently. Masha's whole strategy is built on zigging while everyone else is zagging. Just look at how he turns conventional wisdom on its head. First, forget big fish eat small fish. In the internet age, it's fast fish eat slow fish. Being nimble beats being big every time. Second, he refuses to play the price game. While everyone else is racing to the bottom, he competes on service and constant innovation. And this next one might be my favorite. He calls it the Forrest Gump principle. Yeah, from the movie. While all the other big e-commerce companies were chasing the giant corporate whales, Alibaba went after the millions of shrimp, all the small and medium-sized businesses that nobody else was paying attention to. By empowering them, he built a whole ecosystem. But here's the catch, right? This kind of thinking takes patience. A lot of patience. Forget about overnight success. Ma's brutally honest about this. You want to succeed tomorrow? He says, impossible. In a year? Very difficult. But If you have a 10-year plan, if you're willing to commit for a whole decade, then you've got a real shot. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And that kind of long-term thinking naturally leads to our final pillar, which goes way beyond business strategy. It's about wisdom beyond wealth. Because at the end of the day, what's the point of all this success anyway? So he has this really fascinating framework for intelligence. He says there are 3 types. First, you need IQ, your brain power, just to stay in the game. Then you need EQ, emotional intelligence, so you can work with people and actually find success. But the highest level, the thing that earns you real lasting respect, is LQ, a love quotient, a genuine care for other people. And this quote, this really gets to the core of it all, doesn't it? Work is a means to an end, not the end itself. The ultimate goal isn't just to build a huge company. It's to live a full, beautiful life. He sees work as just one piece of that puzzle, not the whole picture. And that leads to this, honestly, kind of mind-bending idea he has about wealth. Ma believes that once you pass a certain point, like, say, $1 billion, that money isn't really yours anymore. It becomes a responsibility. It's a trust that society gives to you because they believe you can manage that capital for the good of the world better than anyone else. So, we'll leave you with this. Jack Ma's final piece of advice turned into 3 questions for you right now. First, what do you really want to do? What's your passion? Second, what are the things you absolutely have to do to get there? And finally, and this is the tough one, how long are you willing to do it for? It's a simple but pretty powerful thought to leave you with.